I love horror games. If you've seen any of my other videos, you probably already knew that. There's something about the thrill, the tension, and the creativity of horror that always keeps me coming back for more. But when you play as many horror games as I do, you start to notice certain patterns. The horror genre is filled with cheap jump scares, uninspired mechanics, and recycled ideas that make so many games feel like forgettable cash grabs. It's genuinely so frustrating to see the exact same formulas repeated over and over with little effort put into originality. There are so many horror games that try to be the next big thing but fall flat because they don't take risks or bring anything new to the table. It's becoming increasingly difficult to find a horror game that feels fresh and original. However, every once in a while, a game comes along that reminds me of why I love horror in the first place. And of course, if you know me, you know that when I find a game that I love, I have to make a video about it as soon as possible. But don't worry, this video isn't going to be another rant about the state of horror games where I just complain the whole time. Instead, I want to talk about a game that completely caught me off guard in the best way possible. A game that managed to be both terrifying and deeply engaging. Something that feels fresh in the sea of repetition. Today, I want to introduce you to one of my new favorite games of all time, Penguin Hotel. You would think a game called Penguin Hotel, especially with its silly cover art, would be nothing more than a goofy, unserious game. At first glance, I thought it would be some kind of puzzle game, or yet another attempt at a mascot horror cash grab. I went in with extremely low expectations, ready for a short-lived, mediocre experience. But what I got instead was something far beyond what I ever could have predicted. From the moment I started playing, Penguin Hotel completely defied my expectations. The atmosphere, the way the game builds tension, and even the smallest details all work together to create something genuinely special. It wasn't just another hollow horror game trying to cash in on the latest trends. It had heart. And as I progressed through the game, I found myself more and more invested, not just in the horror elements, but the story itself. By the time I reached the ending, I was genuinely emotional. I've played countless games, including some of the biggest AAA titles with massive budgets and years of development behind them. Yet somehow this unassuming little game managed to leave an impact on me that few others have. I won't spoil anything yet, but let's just say that while watching the ending of Chapter 2, I even started tearing up. It's not often that a game surprises me like this. In a genre filled with repetition and uninspired copycats, Penguin Hotel is a reminder that creativity and storytelling can still shine through, even in the most unexpected places. So in this video, I want to take you through what makes Penguin Hotel such a hidden gem and why I would even consider it to be one of my favorite games of all time. Penguin Hotel is a horror game developed by Lemorion, with Chapter 1 launching in 2024 and Chapter 2 just recently releasing on March 27th. Alongside the main game, there is also a spin-off titled PEXT 8, which came out last February. Penguin Hotel is a puzzle game that challenges players to solve complex puzzles and uncover hidden clues in an effort to escape a hotel overrun by sinister penguins. Although the premise might sound a bit far-fetched, the game pulls it off remarkably well. The atmosphere in Penguin Hotel is one of its strongest points. As you explore the hotel, you encounter a variety of rooms, each with its own unique feel. Some areas are colorful, almost dreamlike, while others give off an unsettling liminal space energy. This variety in environment design keeps the game feeling fresh and unpredictable, adding to the excitement as you never quite know what to expect when moving from room to room. The more bizarre, vibrant rooms provide a sense of false comfort, leading you to let your guard down before the game shifts to a more unsettling, eerie environment. The stark contrast between these two styles not only keeps the player on edge, but also plays into the horror aspects by creating a sense of disorientation. The way Penguin Hotel manipulates its setting is a key factor in how it manages to draw players into this strange world. While Penguin Hotel is classified as a horror game, I wouldn't necessarily label it as scary. Instead, it's more unsettling and eerie. Throughout most of the gameplay, you're relatively relaxed, solving puzzles and making progress through the hotel, occasionally having to fight off the penguins. It's a mix of calm moments with brief bursts of action, which helps build the game's atmosphere without relying solely on jump scares. Where the game truly shines, however, is during the cutscenes that delve into the lore. This is where the unsettling nature of the game really shines. These moments are where you start to see the full truth of what's going on in the hotel. They serve as a much-needed break from the puzzles. As you learn more about the backstory and the strange occurrences in the hotel, the tension ramps up, leaving you eagerly awaiting the next piece of the puzzle. The story is extremely creepy, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. As you uncover more about the hotel's history and the characters' lives, the unsettling atmosphere intensifies. You grow attached to the characters, becoming emotionally invested in their fates. There's a strong sense of empathy that develops, and you find yourself hoping for their survival and wondering what will happen to them as the plot unfolds. The main character's backstory adds a personal layer to the story, and as more details are revealed about his life before entering the hotel, the narrative begins to feel even more immersive. You start to piece together his past and understand the motivations behind his actions. At the same time, the penguins, who initially seem like just creepy antagonists, also start revealing bits and pieces of their own history, adding depth to the game's world. As the story progresses, these revelations come together to form a chilling and intricate narrative. The puzzle solving and action are important, but it's the lore and character development that truly captivate you. It's a story that will leave you thinking long after you finished playing. To explain the story briefly, Penguin Hotel follows the story of a man who visits a hotel with his son, only for his son to be kidnapped by the penguins that run the hotel. You play as the father desperately trying to rescue his child while navigating the eerie and dangerous environment. I won't go into any more detail to avoid spoiling this incredible game, but trust me when I say it's worth experiencing for yourself. What I will say though is that the ending of Chapter 2 hit me hard, especially when the game delves into the main character's deceased wife. The emotional weight of those moments combined with the haunting atmosphere left me genuinely tearing up. It's moments like these that elevate Penguin Hotel from a simple horror game into something truly memorable and impactful. In conclusion, Penguin Hotel is a game that exceeds expectation in ways that I did not anticipate. Going into it, I did not expect the deeply engaging horror game that I ended up playing. It's a perfect example of how a unique concept, strong storytelling, and emotional depth can combine to create something truly memorable, even when the premise might seem odd at first. The game's ability to create an eerie, unsettling atmosphere while balancing moments of puzzle solving and character development is impressive. While it's not scary in the traditional sense, the sense of discomfort and tension it builds over time is far more effective. It keeps you on your toes, never quite knowing when the next emotional or psychological twist will come. The puzzle-solving aspects are engaging, but it's the story and character growth that really make Penguin Hotel stand out. Another standout feature is the emotional impact the game has. It's rare for a horror game to make you genuinely care about the characters, but Penguin Hotel does just that. The more you uncover about the main character's past, his relationship with his son, and the tragic history of the hotel, the more invested you become in their journey. The emotional weight, especially in Chapter 2, caught me off guard and left a lasting impression. The blend of creepy, surreal environments with the personal emotional stakes creates a uniquely haunting experience. The narrative doesn't just rely on horror tropes or cheap scares, it weaves a deeper, more meaningful story that stays with you long after you've put the game down. Penguin Hotel proves that horror games don't need to follow the exact same formula to be effective. Instead, it shows that innovation and emotional storytelling can make all the difference. If you're looking for a horror game that offers something different, something with heart, creativity, and a truly gripping story, Penguin Hotel is definitely worth your time. It's an experience I'll remember for a long time, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone who enjoys a mix of suspense, puzzle solving, and deeply emotional storytelling. This game is truly one of the best I've played in recent years, and I cannot wait to see where the story goes next. That's all for my review of Penguin Hotel. As incredible as this game is, it's far from finished. There are still more chapters planned for the future, and I cannot wait to see how the story continues to unfold. The developers have created something truly special, and I'm excited to dive deeper into the game as new updates and chapters come out. So if you're as hooked as I am, be sure to stick around, because I'll definitely be making more videos as it progresses. And thank you all so much for watching.